Oh, shit. I didn't know we was recording. Well, since we're here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the You Want to Be Real podcast. I'm sorry, I was just working on one of my tunes for my new single coming out called Pussy So Good It Made Me Drive by Her Grandma's Crib. But with that being said, I am your host, Space Motherfucking City, aka a man originally known as a ruler Shaboom. Who do we have here with us today? We got Mac, we got Champion Mood, we got Al, we got the You Want to Be Real motherfucking podcast. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, today, this episode ain't for the fucking faint of heart. This is an episode I can honestly say I don't feel like we've been this real ever, especially on the internet. So, if you one of them prudes, you might want to click off. But if you a person that like to do some shit here and there and here, then this the episode for you. And we ain't gonna wait too long. We're gonna get right into it. Mac, I'm gonna start with you. Is a man insecure for trying to police how his woman dresses? Take it away, Mac.
No, no, not at all. I'm not gonna act like some men are insecure, but I don't find insecurity in that. I think it's a respect level in a relationship to where you should consider your partner. Like, if I'm not comfortable with that, or if I don't think that's appropriate, then either you got with the wrong person or you being disrespectful just to say I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't. I think that's playing the victim when women come back with the oh you just insecure. That means you ain't got to address how you wrong and what you doing.
Chubby Mo, we can fucking hear you, bro. Put your shit on mute, man. You eat them,
I
them
just
chips and
realized.
shit. So let me ask you this question, though, Mac. um, be some real shit, right? When a woman go outside half naked and you're in a relationship with her, does that show her lack of respect for you? Or does that show her low self-esteem for herself?
It can show both. It can show both. I'm not gonna say just because she dresses half naked that she has low self esteem. So, I mean that could be a case, but then culturally, like some people just different. Some people just do different. They dress differently. They present themselves differently. It definitely show a lack of respect for me, specifically me, because I'm gonna make it known in any relationship I'm not cool with that. Some dudes want their woman like that, like throw that shit on, like go out here and do that. I'm not one of them. If her ex was cool with it, and now they not together, now she with me, I'm gonna make it known I'm not cool with it. So you trying to do that is disrespectful to me.
So let me ask you one last question, Mac. Then I'm gonna answer some shit too, right? Because I feel like a lot of women have this notion that a man who does allow them to dress whatever the way they want to fucking dress is a man who's secure and know that woman is coming back to them, right? So that leaves men like myself. I'm not gonna speak for nobody else. I'm gonna speak for me. Fuck no, you ain't wearing all that shit, bitch. You got the
Now I'm in
wrong
there with you.
motherfucker out here. The one thing, the one thing about me is right. I understand that when you present yourself a certain way, you asking for a certain type of reaction. I'm not
Yeah,
going outside with my long vocabulary showing. I'm not going outside with my six pack showing. I ain't going outside just like that because you know why? I know I can get a lot of bitches that way, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of attention. See, the one thing about people is people try to act like this thing called sexualizing things does not fucking exist. Oh, why do I have to be sexualized because I wear this certain thing? Because that's the way the fucking world works, bitch. You like the rules when they in your favor, but you want to change them when you don't agree with them. That's the problem with fucking society now. You motherfuckers want shit to go your way. Nah, this is the rules to the game, bitch. Play by 'em, or you gonna get played. That's all I got to say about the situation. Al, let me ask you a question, because you a man that really doesn't care how your woman dresses and goes out in public and everything like that. What point in your life did you realize that you don't give a fuck how a woman dresses?
It's not about me not giving a fuck how she dresses. At the end of the day, like you said, it's about attention, right? And I just don't approach women who don't have the same values as me. That's as simple as that. Like, I have no reason to tell a woman what she can and can't wear. I don't really care that much. Like you said, like it's not up on my purview because one, either she doesn't respect herself enough sometimes, and that has nothing to do with me. That's her personal thing, which means again, like I'm not going for her. Or two, she has enough respect for me to know when and you know what I'm saying, what occasions that she can do type of stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really mind it in a specific sense because if she with me, she with me. Like point blank period. Like if a shorty needs attention that I can provide her, then she don't need to be with me. Simple as that. Like if she needs more attention and she needs all that, like I'm not chasing nobody who chases attention. Like I'm not chasing anyway, but definitely not somebody who is chasing attention.
Let me ask you a question, right? Because you said that you don't mind it if she's with you and everything like that. What's over the top though? Like, what's something that you can say? Nah, I mind that. Like, is it certain settings y'all could be in where you cool with her wearing certain things? Like, do you look
See-through
at it?
dress.
Do you look at it from a point where that's not your body, so that's not your choice? You ain't controlling her. You just like, hey, for respect for me, I would not like you to wear this in a certain setting. Like, let's take it for instance, a water park. Do you think a woman should be wearing a thong bikini in a water park?
She can, depend on what she's showing. I mean, like at the end of let me cut that back. Like you said originally, it's not my body, and I don't care because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is if she cares enough about me, to respect what's going to happen when she's out there, the attention she's going to get, the look she's going to get. Like I have no desire to police her body because she's going to be the person she want to be. If that's who she want to be, she just might not be the person for me. Like simple as that. That's how I look at it.
But you don't think in a relationship is compromised though? Or you just feel like, yo, if I gotta ask you to dress this certain type of way, then we're not meant to be together because the type of woman I'm looking for would not go out here and showcase off her goods like that to the world.
I basically do believe that. Like, I think that not necessarily it being as simple as showcase her goods off to the world, but at one point in time, I want a woman who aligns with the way that I look at the world. So, if what she needs is attention, I'm not gonna be the person trying to compete for that. Like, I'm not gonna be the person sitting here being like, "Yo, cover yourself up." If you need attention, by all means, go get that. You just don't want mine. Like. There's lots of women out here. I don't have to settle for a woman who wants that attention if that's not what I want. Like, I'm not going to condemn her for going out and dressing the way that she wants to dress because she's a free being. She can do whatever she want to do. Like, I just don't have to be there for it.
I got you 100%. Me personally, I feel like some things certain women can't cover up. Like a woman who just got a naturally fat ass, you just can't cover that shit up. A woman who got triple D's or anything like that, double D's, whatever it is might be, you can't cover that up. And I don't want you dressing like, you know what I mean? You going to some type of convention where, if you show a skin, you get stoned and everything. I ain't gonna have you like that. But in the same token, just what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not respectable. I want you to have high integrity when people see you because you're a representation of me. But most importantly, you're a representation of yourself. And if that's how you want to portray yourself to the world, then baby girl, I can't do no business with you. But Champion Mode, with you being a married man and the only married man on this podcast right now, did you and your wife ever have to have that conversation?
I mean, no, not really. My wife is, she dresses classy and occasional for the moment. Like even we've been Hawaii. We've been to some tropical places. I remember one time we were down Maryland at the beach and a wave hit us. We're out in the water. A wave hit us, and her breast fell out. And like, you know, I went into to save on mode, and I dunked her over under the water as fast as I possibly could so she can get herself together. And she was like, "You're drowning me. You're drowning me." You know what I mean? It was funny. It was actually really funny when it was all said and done. But she got herself together. I was kind of like over the top with it, but nah, that was an experience. It was, you know what I mean? But nah, we never really had to have that conversations. I mean, it's a few times she told me I'm not going out with a certain type of sweatpants on, but for the most part, nah.
Let me ask you this question though. If you didn't approve of something she wore, could could you have a conversation where she'll change?
Yeah, I mean, I would just be like, nah, you ain't run that. It wouldn't be no issue.
Being married and being in a relationship is two different things, Champion Mo. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so the difference of being in a marriage is you're willing to work forwards and you know you have to compromise to make this work, right?
Yeah, I mean, the relationship you can walk away at any time for the most
Right.
part. You just walk away.
Marriage
Yeah,
legal documents got to get signed and filed.
yeah, you got to do all
All
that
right.
stuff. Yeah,
Plus, you know, you've it's an honor to be married. You've taken somebody's hand and you
it's so many positives that are unseen that I could say. Excuse me, that I could say from a personal experience that yeah, it's so many positives in marriage, man. Like it's yeah, it's a powerful thing too. It's very powerful. So
okay. So the question I got to ask you is, right? Is there any situation, right, where, like you said, you've never had to say anything like that, though, but has there been any situation where you felt as though you might be overly matter of fact, better question. Do you think a man should have that type of authority to tell his woman or his wife per se how to dress in a public forum? Do you think
um,
that a man should have some power in that, or do you think that that woman should just be able to do whatever she wants to do?
I do believe values align. I don't, to be honest, I've never had to police my wife, bro, in how she dressed. I just never had to. She'd even come to me and literally look at me like, "Do you like this? Should I wear this?" Like, I mean, as far as having nah, bro, but no relationship I was ever in has been like that. Like, no relationship, my marriage, no relationship, no woman I've ever dated towards though I'm policing how this woman dresses. Like it was just always like she'd show up and I'd be like, damn, you look good or you look beautiful. Or it was never no inappropriate type of craziness that like, I mean, what is the girl showing up in a bikini to go to the mall? Like, you know what I mean? Like you get what I'm trying to say? Like
No, I get
I
what you're
ain't
trying to
never
say.
I've never had those issues, not one time. Not one
All right,
time in my life of dating have I had an issue with the way a woman dress
all right, so
or my marriage.
I want to go to the Mac on this one because I'm going to ask a question, but I'm gonna answer it first. All right, so the thing about women dressing however the way they want to dress, even if you single or you in a relationship, but let's just focus on the single part. I look at it like you are a representation of a job that you're trying to get. And how you conduct yourself is how we look at you to hire you for the girlfriend position or just to be the slut. Unfortunately, us as men, we think that type of way. Not all of us, because nothing is a guarantee, nothing is a certain. But majority of us, or a good portion of us, I should say, feel like if you outside with booty shorts on and tank tops where we can see your titties, you ain't the woman for us. Now, there's a lot of us whores as men. Some of us get around, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it can't be two whores in a relationship. So when it comes to that, my next question, Mac, what what makes a woman a whore to you?
Hey yo, listen, you came to the right person. Um, res- I'm trying to find a respectful way to say this, right? Because I have nothing against whores. I have nothing against whores. This may sound disrespectful. How I classify a whore is three different ways. Either uh you selling sex for money, or very promiscuous in nature, a lot of different partners, just a very, let's say, a very healthy sexual appetite in a way. The next one is tricky because it changes per person, but it's immoral sexual behavior. That changes based on, I mean, everybody's morals is their self. If you're a religious person, you may have different morals towards sex than an atheist. So you say, how do I define a whore? Or
What just makes a woman a whore to you? Like, how would you, like, what makes you look at a woman and say, I'll never wife that. She ain't it.
I'm gonna be real with you. Most people don't like to hear this because whore is not a compliment. But truthfully, I'm gonna say high 98% of the people, not just women, of people in the world will fall into my category of a whore. People that did some whore shit, especially when we younger, when we single. Like we already know men out here trying to wild out before they settle down. Women trying to do the same shit. The difference, women ain't gonna tell you because they're gonna be shamed for it. So I'm gonna be honest, if your mindset is I'm not settling down with someone who at any point in their life could be considered a whore, you probably could never find a partner.
Is it a time frame though? Like, let's just say that girl went through something a long time ago, and now all of a sudden she done got herself together, she good, and everything like
See,
that. Because everybody gonna have experiences in life, Mac. And it's just like if you got
yeah,
experiences in life, like, would you forgive her? Like, would you not even forgive her? Because you not even at
yeah,
you
it's
not at the
not,
mercy to forgive. But what I'm
it's,
saying is the part of could you let that shit go at a certain age and realize that there's a
it
good woman in
depends.
front of your
It
face?
depends on what it is. It depends. I don't go off body count.
She got two
I'm not
trains
in,
ran on her, nigga, in the ninth grade,
nah,
nigga.
nah, I'm
She
good. I'm good. She's a hell of a person. I love her. That's my homie. But we ain't gonna never really go past that because, see, this is my problem with, for a person who used to move around in my younger days. I enjoyed the life I was living.
what's that code for, Mac? If you don't mind
And
me asking.
man, people can read between the lines.
Yo, can I say something? I got
What you
something to
gonna
say
say?
about that one.
Go ahead, go
You
ahead.
you you heard what you just said? It's a few women that I got like a lot of love and respect for, and their personal, like just having a real deep personal conversation with them. They told me things that they fantasize about and what they desire, but they've never done. Right, and I love and respect these women. Right, I love and respect them, and what they told me is what they told me, and I'm not gonna say nothing, but yo, it's deep. It's deep. It's deep because I can honestly say I know for a fact hearing Max say that one of these girls, if he's seen her, I don't know his taste in women, but she's a very, very, very classy and attractive woman. Very, very classy, right? It's deep. It's deep. I just realized that. Like a man's standard. I'm not saying your standard is the standard, but just a man's standard in general. It's like I don't know. It's deep, yo. I look at that crazy because I don't judge her for thinking that way. I don't
Let
judge
me
her.
Yeah,
let me
I don't
ask you a
look down
question.
on her or nothing.
Let me ask you a question though, champion mode, right?
That
At
girl
a
being
certain
taken advantage in ninth grade, like that's a broken little girl to me.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question though. At a certain point in your life, is it time to look past people past?
Um, it
Don't answer
depends
like
on.
sensitive Steve, nigga. Answer like a real
No,
answer like you
listen,
want to
listen.
answer.
I'm about to answer like a real motherfucker. It depends on how much of their past is still in their life. Like, bro, like if they ain't took the proper steps to fucking deal with their life and they still stuck in that shit, then no, yes, it matters. Oh, it matters a lot. But if they a healed person and they're moving forward with life and they know who they are now, then it's no evidence of that still affecting them. Or if people can hide shit. But yeah, yeah, because who am I to judge me personally? Like I am the judge, but I'm not going to join myself with somebody that's just like it's disastrous for me. So
I mean,
you
I
know,
ain't judging or nothing like that. I just ain't
no,
my
you are judging. You are
no,
judging
I'm not
because you don't
judging.
want to be with that.
So
We all
I'm
are,
not
bro.
judging.
It's not a
Judging is
bad thing.
condemning you. Judging is saying
No,
you not. Judging is
yes, you're not
condemning
con.
you. Judging is saying you probably not going to be nowhere. What I'm doing is just basically saying, hey, you probably are good for somebody else. That
It's not
somebody
for
else.
you, based on your
Yeah,
judgment.
it's not for me.
Based
So I'm not.
off your judgment, it's not for you.
Right, but that's not judging them, though.
It
That's
is.
not
You're
me
judging
condemning them.
it.
If
No,
you
you're
look at
not
the
condemning them
definition of
because
judging, I'm not doing that.
we're talking about the English language space. Stop. You're not condemning them. Condemning and judging are two different things. You're using
Okay, so go ahead. When you say I'm judging them, what am I doing?
you're judging the situation. I don't think I'm fit for this person based off of what they got going on in their life.
No, because the qualifications don't match up. If I want a bitch with double D's and she got C cups, I'm not judging that she ain't got double D's. I'm just saying I want double D's. If I don't want a woman with promiscuous past, I'm saying I don't want a woman with promiscuous past.
No, her C cups don't suffice. So based off your judgment, them C cups don't suffice. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with having judgment. It's healthy judgment and then it's negative judgment. But
it's not judging them. We're gonna get back to that. I got a question for you. Look it up. Look at the definition. I got a question for you. Does it matter to you about a woman's past?
To a certain degree, but not enough to call a woman a whore. If that's where you're going with that.
So, what is that certain degree though, Al? Is that certain degree like if like I ain't really the one to ask no body counts because I feel like you ain't gonna tell me the truth anyway. But I'm at the point where it's like I like to just be able to tell if that woman's a good person. If that woman comes out and tell me she has a promiscuous past, then I wish you would have done that.
I mean, the way that I look at it, right, is that like Max said, a lot of people are promiscuous. But the problem is that we generalize way too much. Like I went to college, and at one point in time, my college girlfriend was a virgin. And like not no jokey, like that's what she was. Like there's a lot of women who are just not like that. So I can't say that they're still like that. Like I'm 30 something now. Like I can't say that all of a sudden if a woman has a lot of bodies within reason that I'm gonna sit here and be like, no. Like I think that a lot of things determine whether or not I can get with the woman. Now it's a values alliance thing, right? Because if we're 30 years old and you spend the last 10 years and your values told you that you could have, let's just say, I don't even, like let's start with a low number, right? Let's say something like five bodies a year, right? It don't seem like a lot for some people, especially if we flip it and we say how many girls a guy sleeps with, right? But if you got 5 years, that's 25 bodies. If you got 10 years, that's 50. So it's like at one point in time, your values made that what you wanted to do. That was a high value thing in your life. That's not something that I am like prioritized in. So me and that person would not align. That's my problem. Like it's not really a judgment thing. That's just not an aligned value for me. So I don't know.
Mac, it seems like you got something to say.
No, my fault. My son just came in this joint, bogarting me real quick. See, the tricky thing is when it comes to judgment, I don't got a definition in front of me. I'm not trying to condemn
I got
nobody.
it.
I'm not trying to condemn nobody for what they on, but like what I'm saying is if you moving, listen, this is my thing. When I was younger, I was moving a certain way. To be real with myself, I didn't want to settle down with just one woman. I didn't want just one woman. So in the past,
So
I've
you're a
cheated before.
hypocrite then.
But no, I grew. But the difference is,
I am.
So she
I
can't grow. She can't grow to be a
she
respectable woman.
can. But this is
I'm
the
a
difference.
hypocrite.
This is the difference. You can't read my mind, and I can't read your mind. So my thing is, I know how I was moving, and I know why I changed and why I don't move that way. So if I find out, yo, she used to be a swinger. She used to be moving around. She used to be on the scene. This was the lifestyle she was living. And she's telling me, no, I don't do that no more. But how do I know? Do I gotta wait 6 years for you to slip up and not delete the message and it come across my attention? Cause I'm not the person to go through your phone. So it'll be on a
So
humbug. It'll just
you
be
don't trust
timing if I
her?
find out.
You
I
gonna be in a
don't.
relationship with somebody you don't trust?
No, that's why I'm not gonna be in a relationship with her. That's my thing. I'm not a person that just gives trust. I don't. I remember a teacher told me a long time ago. Everybody in this classroom got an A. It's up to you to keep it. I ain't that teacher. You came in with nothing. Everything you get, you earn. Trust comes from time with me. So I will never meet a woman and just trust her. No, I'm gonna get to talking to you. I'm gonna get to know you. I'm gonna develop trust based off of that, off of being around you. Not even what you say, but your actions to back up what you say.
No, that's true. And I can agree with that. That's why for me, like I said, like I'm the type of person, especially nowadays, like it takes me a whole second of time to get to know a shorty. Like I'm not in a rush for anything because I have to know what her values are. That's why that's a really important thing there. Like it's not a problem. I mean, if she sleeps with a lot of people, that's not a problem for me because that's not my thing. Like there's somebody who that's somebody's thing. That's what they like. That's who they are. That she's not a bad woman. She's not a horrible person. I don't even want to call her a whore because ultimately I don't really know how many bodies she have, and I'm not trying to judge her because that's her thing. My thing about it is what's important to me is honesty, right? Like, are you gonna tell me what the truth is and let me make a decision, right? Another thing is prioritization of your values. Like for me, I spend a lot of time. I could have been out there doing a lot of things. What I do is I work on myself. I work on on my goals, and I work on my future. Like so, I want a woman who's spending her time doing that. Like not spending her time doing other things that I don't align with. That's why I say for me, the values thing is what I really focus on and all that. Personally.
Oh, why is you in champion mode finding the nicest way to just say you wouldn't date a slut?
I don't need to call her a slut because that don't make me
I'm
feel like
just
a man.
saying. I'm
I
just
just,
saying.
it's not
But
the
why?
nicest way to say anything. Like if I don't need to call a woman a slut, there's no point in me doing that.
I'm just saying. If y'all feel
I respect that, Al. I remember a guy was saying to me, he was like, even if a woman don't respect herself, I'ma still respect her. And I looked at him and I
who
said,
was it, Carl
why?
Thomas?
Nah, it wasn't Carl Thomas. It was actually a street dude who said it to me. He's a real street dude. He said that to me, and I was just
Do
like,
that
damn.
mean that everything a street dude say is golden? It should be
Nah,
lived by.
but nah. So this is what I'm gonna say. He was a man of principle. That was the reason I said that. His principles and his
So why was
values
he in the
were.
streets if he was so man of principle then?
I was about to break it down. The world he lived in, that was his. That's that he was. I'm pretty sure if he changed his life and was put into another world, he would still have that type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline, discipline, discipline.
Well, listen, let me because I want to get back to the thing discipline. So let me end this topic real quick though. But what I want to say is nobody's saying that you have to be perfect to date somebody. And nobody's saying that your past will be your future your whole motherfucking life.
I'm
Some
saying it.
men
I'm listen, I respect what y'all saying. I'm not just trying to sound heartless, but on this subject, we talk a certain way. But if your sister was dating a dude and she was like, well, in his past, he was a murderer, you want to suggest she keep dating that nigga.
Hell
Like your
no.
past matters. So on this subject, we saying, well, people grow. That's because it's nothing we looking at like you an evil person for it. But nah, your past matters. And if I'm looking at your past and I'm seeing a lifestyle that you live that's not conducive to a healthy relationship or a healthy parent structure moving forward, nah, like I wouldn't date a porn. I wouldn't want a porn star to have kids with.
hold on. You gotta say
Because
corner
one day
store.
my
Yeah,
kids,
you gotta say that. Let me
porn star,
ask you
my
a question.
fault.
Let me ask you a question though. You talking about the previous past that she lived is not gonna be beneficial to y'all future together? Like you're
No, I
afraid of
mean,
that?
I'm saying it can, this is my thing. It's not like it ain't a way around certain things. Not like you can't face it and get through it. But what if I just don't want to face those problems?
What
Like I
problem?
just
What problems are you talking? See, I get it. See, a lot of times
You just
women
don't
are
want the baggage. He just don't want the baggage. It's
what
baggage in
baggage,
that,
cuz?
I
and
got
that's
a
a
thing
reality.
about
See, I get it. If we talking about baggage of you walking down the street with her one day and motherfuckers is laughing at you, with a lot of men, that's the reason why they don't want to date a woman with a past. Or what baggage are we talking about?
it's even deeper than that. Like how do you explain to your kids, especially your sons, when somebody in school pull up a video of their mom's old job on the internet?
Well, a lot
How
of
do you
people got to be
explain
explaining
that?
that to their kids anyway, because the OnlyFans is at an all time high.
But that's what I'm saying. That's something I never pictured in my life that I gotta explain to my son why this video of your mom circulating on the internet. I
But
don't
that's
got
not
no
your
videos of
thing.
me on the internet. So it's not even a one-sided thing. It's like that's not a conversation I feel like I need to have with my kid. I don't feel like I need to explain to my daughter, oh, this is why your dad in that video. I don't put that out there. So to some people, it's
So
not that big of a deal. To me, I mean, I feel like nowadays people get shamed for having a standard of who they want to be with. Like, yo, you wrong for wanting to care for what caring about her past. No, you smart for giving a damn about her past. The past the past is a big determiner of where your future gonna go.
see what I'm saying to y'all though is it's not that I'm not concerned with her past. It's not that those are not things. Like I said, her past dictates her values to me. So the values are where the issue is. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't need to judge her based on that. Like, we've already had this conversation before off the camera. Like, what I consider a whore is somebody who's getting paid to fuck. Like, period. Like, do I need to call all women whores because they promiscuous? No. Do I need to call them sluts? No. Because at the end of the day, that's just somebody I'm not gonna be with. I don't have to discredit who she is as a person because of that. Because to be honest, there's lots of good women who are porn stars. Are they women that I would get with? No. They are like there's promiscuous women who have lots of great values. Like that's just a value that doesn't align with me. That doesn't make them a terrible person or even a bad person. Like period to me at least like that's not my job to worry about what she got going on. Like
Let,
that's her
let
I'm
me
with
business.
you.
let me
I'm
let
not
me
trying to
let me
shame them. I'm just saying words have definitions. If you fit the definition, listen, where I'm from, if a dude punched you in your face and you ran home after school, you was a bitch. So I'm not, if I got punched and I ran home, I'm not saying, yo, don't shame me by calling me a bitch. Nah, I should have swung back. That's
I'm
my
gonna
whole
ask her.
So
thing.
what if that same dude by your standards shoot somebody in the face? Is he not a bitch?
I mean, you could be a bitch with a gun. I'm just saying the
So,
definition.
what difference do it really make? I gotta stand up and fight somebody I don't want to fight. Why not just kill him? If that's the case, because at the end of the
Whoa,
day,
whoa,
every
whoa,
person who's
whoa,
gonna call
whoa.
me a bitch is gonna get murked. If that's the case,
I
right?
mean, it's a
Ain't that
lot of niggas running around. Let's be real. There's a lot of them running around. That don't make you less of a bitch. That just means people are afraid to say certain things to your face. My whole
Let me ask.
point is,
Hold on,
so?
if
hold
the
Is
on, bro.
that the whole
definition
point? Is
fit,
everybody's so
Whoa,
worried
whoa,
oh,
about
whoa.
what
I'm
people say about them,
Go
man?
ahead,
Like
finish
that's
up. I'll
no,
finish up.
I'm saying if the definition fit, why are we having a problem with the word? I can understand that certain words are offensive and disrespectful. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying to a woman face right here, yo, you a whore. So you have no value. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what my definition of a whore is. And women that fit this category, I wouldn't pursue a real relationship with.
Let me ask all y'all a question, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's play a hypothetical game with space real quick. You've been dating this girl for 3, 4 years now, right? 3.5 years, I'll say. Everything been going good. This is the woman of your motherfucking dreams. Before you get ready to propose to her, one of your homies pull you to the side and say, yo, they got a video of your girl letting 3 niggas just do whatever they want to her. Now, mind you, before you knew this was a perfect woman to you. What you doing after that? Champion mode, you sticking around or you got to go? Al, you sticking around or you got to go?
Hold on, you talk about hold on, what hold on. You said hold on. Is it hold on. Rephrase re ask that again. What happened?
3 niggas. Your homie show you a video of 3 niggas just doing whatever the fuck they want to your girl. Now this could have been from it's 2025 right now. This could have been from 2008. Do that change anything?
I mean, I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. Me personally, this is my personal thing. I would want to know something like that if I was in a relationship with a woman. I want to know that.
What woman is gonna come out and tell you that though?
She
That's
doesn't
trying
have
to
to come out. No, okay, no. Here's where I'm gonna fill you in. If me and her are like this, and we're building communication, that intimacy, and is real, she should feel comfortable to tell me that. We can connect on that level. I want to know that. Me personally, if I'm in a relationship with you, I want to know something that deep and it's out there on tape, so that when that happens, oh, I already know we're past that.
What if she ain't know it was on tape?
Then I'm not going nowhere. If some niggas took advantage of her and video recorded it, no. That's
I'm not gonna lie.
She didn't take advantage of her. She willingly participated. She just ain't know it was being recorded.
No,
Yeah,
taking
bro,
advantage is secretly recording.
Yeah, that's exploitation, my G.
That's nasty work.
Let's just say they did secretly record and took advantage of her.
That's exploitation.
They ain't take the DMs from her. She willingly gave it up.
Okay.
Do that not change the simple fact that it was 3 niggas there?
No.
All right, you got it. Al, how about you?
I've never been in a situation like that, so I can't tell you how I would honestly react. I will say this though. My thing about it is, if like Champion Mo said, like if she let me know ahead of time, and I knew that before he said that, it might make a difference. Now, personally, if I find that out afterwards and she didn't tell me, it's over for me, because I'll never be able to trust her, no matter how you look at it. It don't.
I agree
matter.
with that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like,
I agree with that.
now, if she out there on some, like, you know what I'm saying, 2010 gangbang shit you see on Pornhub, and she doing shit I ain't never seen her do in the bedroom, I really might have to be like, it's a wrap too, because at the end of the day, I don't know how I'm supposed to compete with that. I'll keep it real. I'm one nigga. I could do a lot of things. I can't multiply myself, man. That just is what it is. Like, and you can call it insecure. You can do whatever you want. I probably wouldn't continue that if it's like that. Like, if it's just something, all right, whatever, ain't no judgment. But if that shit above and beyond, hey, we wasn't meant to be. It's reality.
Let me ask you a question. What does it change if she tell you up front and then you find out? Like, simple fact that it happened. What does that change? That she was honest enough to tell you to prepare you for something like that?
I mean, to be honest, if somebody tell you that and they know what the risk is, there's respect
And
to that because you honest. Like, you an honest person. Like, I
they're
respect that way
giving
more.
you the choice.
Let him finish.
Like, if you really hit it, because that's the whole point with it is, like, you have the choice to be a nefarious person. You have the choice to be an honest person. You have the choice to respect me enough to let me make my own choice about it. Like, that's the difference there. Like, somebody who hires something like that, I could never respect, because what that means is that you're gonna sneak behind my back and try to do shit. It don't even gotta be that shit. You're gonna try to sneak and do something. And I don't want nobody who I'm trying to build a life with like that. Like, that's just not real for me. Like,
man, that's not always true, because y'all ain't about to tell me every situation y'all ain't got into. Y'all done told that woman everything about y'all.
I'm an honest nigga, bro. Like, I have no reason to lie to nobody at all. Nobody.
Well, I'm a liar.
Can I say something? That's why the relationship is shitty. I want to say this to what Al just said. And being married, working on relationships, like, the more honest you are, bro, with each other, both parties, not one-sided, the more power y'all have for y'all to grow. That's just being 100%, bro. You want a healthy relationship, have integrity on both sides. I'm telling you, it goes a long fucking way.
I'm not denying what you say, but you also got to be the person. See, this is my problem with what y'all saying, right? Because even if she tell me up front, I'm still out. I'm still out because I can't handle that. Period.
But like, I respect that. But her being honest with you gave you the choice to say, you know what?
No,
this
ain't
for me. This ain't for me. But some men are gonna look past that, and you can't be mad at the men that do, especially if it ends up, especially if those two are meant for each other. Okay, she went through some trauma. She went through what she went through in her past, right? He went through what he went through. They found each other, and now they about to move forward and create some dynamic shit. That's the cool thing about the human, the resiliency and moving forward and coming out of the bullshit that you went through in the past. If we're talking about that, I ain't talk about bitches out here scandalous trying to get over on niggas. But, you know, unfortunately, with women, it's always going to be some type of sex shit involved. And when you look at loose women who when they're young, there's a reason that is going on. It could be from home. It could be it's 9 times out of 10 it's from home. So you really got to look at that on that scale, and that's something, Thomas, that you're looking at it from that perspective. Either she's healed from that, or that's something she still struggle with, and that's something you're gonna have to deal with within that relationship, and that's real.
That's something she got to deal with.
No,
Listen, this is my.
I'm just saying,
hypothetical,
when any man takes that on, that is the risk of what he's taking on. That emotional damage that she's going to come with because of that part of her life. So that's real shit.
On your hypothetical, I got 2 questions. One, how long was I with her before I found this out?
If you about to get married, what difference does it make?
I ain't hear that part. You said we about to get married?
I mean, he
3.5 years. You
basically
was
said
with her
this
for
is a woman
3.5
of your
years.
dreams.
You
So,
think about proposing to her and everything.
woman of your dreams.
Yeah.
You
Somebody
said 3.5
the
years?
side. Yeah, but you got a thing, right? What's your thing about if somebody pull you to the side and tell you something about your girl?
That I was about to get in that next. You said my mans came and showed me this?
Yeah.
Like a friend, like a real, like, he ain't just, yo, look, oh, we had it, da. This is my man, like, y'all found out some information that I felt
Yeah.
like you should know.
Somebody told him, now he telling you.
Listen, 3.5 years about to get married. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, it's easy. Let me go pack my shit up and leave. I ain't about to sit here and lie. I'm gonna definitely talk to her about it. It's my man's. It's different if just a random nigga came like, oh, that's your girl? Oh, nigga, look at this. Nah, me and him gotta get into it. I don't know you like that. But my man's, I know that's coming from a place of love. That ain't like, I just wanna blow your spot up. Some niggas do that out of hatred and envy, just niggas want to see shit burn. What the Joker say? Some people just want to see the world burn. It ain't no easy decision. But my problem here is I know me, and I know I'ma never let that go. The visual, even if she told me it wouldn't be the same as me seeing it. It's the visual. If I'm seeing niggas passing my bitch around, like, no, that I'm never gonna be able to look at her the way I looked at her before. Never. So it don't really matter if she's honest or not. It's some shit you ain't never gonna get over.
You gotta respect that one though. What he say? They passing her around.
Yeah,
hold on.
how nasty,
Can I say
is
something?
this? Like,
It made me think of that whole John with the Steve Smith. I read the text messages, and the whole time he mad at Steve Smith, and I'm like, bro, do you see what your wife is saying to this bull?
Yeah. First of all, why you show the world what she was saying to Steve Smith?
Do you see what your wife is saying to this man?
She was talking nasty. And that's the type of shit when she come back and say, I made a mistake. No, I read the messages. That wasn't no mistake. You planned this shit. You waited all week for this.
That broke me, man. That one broke me.
Let me ask y'all a question, right? Moving on to the next.
Jesus. She said man, that's wild.
Moving on to the next topic, right?
Oh, man.
We talked about this a little bit last time, but this time I want to get into this a little bit deeper. I had a debate with it was you. I basically had a debate with all y'all, right? Except for Mac. I don't think Mac was here. Question, is a relationship really extremely hard work, or could it be that you just with the wrong fucking person? Al, I'm gonna start with you.
I think that every relationship requires a certain level of work, period. Like, I think that any basic relationship really requires work. I don't care if y'all best friends, because at the end of the day, unless y'all are carbon copies of each other, which will be weird, y'all not gonna agree on everything. Y'all not gonna be aligned on everything. Y'all not gonna be able to just be cool on everything. Like, there's no way possible. Dude, everybody is so different in this world. So personally, for me, I think that there's a nice amount of work. Now, I will say that if everything is work, like if y'all getting food every day is work, if y'all having a basic conversation is work, if y'all deciding how y'all want to grow up and live y'all life is work, then yeah, you probably with the wrong person. But other than that, there's gonna be some level of work, because to be real, this is why a lot of men don't keep women, and why a lot of women don't keep men is because they think that all you got to do is do the work to get somebody. But with anything, even when you at work, you don't just do work the first day. You got to put in 8 hours. You got to put in 10 hours. You got to put in 20 hours. You got to put in 30 hours. You got to put in 40 hours. You got to put in 50 hours. You got to put in 60 hours. You got to put in 70 hours. You got to put in 80 hours. You got to put in 90 hours. You got to put in 100 hours. You got to put in 200 hours. You got to put in 300 hours. You got to put in 400 hours. You got to put in 500 hours. You got to put in 600 hours. You got to put in 700 hours. You got to put in 800 hours. You got to put in 900 hours. You got to put in 1000 hours. You got to put in 2000 hours. You got to put in 3000 hours. You got to put in 4000 hours. You got to put in 5000 hours. You got to put in 6000 hours. You got to put in 70 and think you're gonna keep that job for 10 years. Like, you gotta consistently put in some level of work, some level of thing to maintain that position. So that's the same thing with any type of relationship. Like,
Champion mode. Same question go to you. Is a relationship really extremely hard work, or could it just be you with the wrong person?
I agree with everything Al just said. Alignment. Um, I'm married, so I just really realized the power in being aligned in like just certain things. When you're aligned with your loved one, it's amazing. The power in it is amazing. Um, Even the whole point of what we were talking about earlier, I want to tie this in with it. Space, I remember when I first got married, you asked me, how can you settle down with one person for the rest of your life? Right?
Don't be saying that shit on air, man. Go ahead, man.
No, but bro, it wasn't a negative question. It's an honest question, bro. Like, why people hide from shit like that, run from shit like that was a real question. And at the time, like, I'm like, man, I'm taking a chance, but like, I'm gonna be honest right now. It's a power in it, bro. It's a power in it. Loving the same woman, loving the same person for the rest of your life in that intimate setting. If you can do it right, and if you find the right one to do it with, and y'all on the same level, and y'all want the same thing, babe, can you sit there right there? Thank you, I love you. And y'all want the same thing. It's a power in that, bro. It is a true divine power in having a wife and a wife having a husband. Y'all love each other. Y'all do for each other. Y'all serve each other. It's a power in it. Now, with that being said, you pick up the wrong person, and y'all, like Al said, y'all fighting over shit that's so trivial. Y'all probably don't belong together, But I'm gonna add this last thing, and I'm done. Fuck. The healing process of the two people that come together. Like, people be like, you got to be healed. You got to be healed. You're always working on something to heal. You're always working on yourself till the day you leave this earth, right? But if y'all can tolerate each other and each other's quirks and crazy things about each other and move past that to become whole and to become closer, it's a power in that, and it's real. I love it. Me personally, I love it. I love being married. I'm still figuring shit out, but I love it because the person I'm with loves it just as much as I do. So that, and I'm being honest about that.
I got you. Max, same question to you. And don't be saying no shit I asked you when you first got into a relationship, neither, nigga.
But that's funny because I remember you told me, nah, huh, I'm not trying to sound negative, but nah, it's definitely hard work. It depends on what point you at in life when you get with this person. Like, sometimes it ain't always you pick the wrong person as much as what if you not the right person yet? What if you in the middle of the change? You ain't get there yet. Like, what if you still go out? Like, let's say you get in a relationship young. Let's say you still going out with your boys. Y'all just hanging out. That shit got to cut off to an extent. So that's not her complaining, nagging every night because you out till 2, 3 in the morning. That's you growing up. Like, you ain't hit that next level yet. So, I mean, I definitely think it's hard work because I think life itself is hard work. And a relationship to me is two lives coming together to live life together. So it's definitely hard work. How hard the work is, I think depend on you and the person you pick. I also think life changes at different periods. So it may have been breezy in your 20s or your 30s. Those 40s or 50s might be hard work. Like, y'all may grow into, like, once y'all get to that chapter of life, y'all may change a little bit. Things may not be what y'all planned on.
Al,
Being a parent is hard work. So
Al,
once you have kids, like,
Al got something to say. He wanted to chime in real quick. I don't want to forget that.
oh, my fault.
so my only question for you, right, is if you not ready for a relationship while you get in one, that's the only question I would ask. Like, if you're not really ready to be in a relationship with, particularly, I mean, I guess if you still worried about hanging out with your boys, at that phase where you got to hang out with them every night. Why you even get in a
Hold on.
relationship with that woman?
It's
My
not. It's
question.
not a every
My,
night.
hold on, Mac. My question for you, Al, is when you say something like that, how many people know they're not ready to get in a relationship?
I mean, it depends on how much actual self awareness somebody has. Like, I can't tell you, like, it's always easier at the end. I would tell you that there's been lots of times I've gotten in relationships and I didn't really realize how deep that woman was going to be in on it. Because sometimes we move at different paces, right? Like, I've been ready for a certain type of relationship. I can be ready for a relationship moving at a certain pace, but if somebody's moving quicker than me, I got to be able to understand that you know, maybe they're moving faster than I am, and I don't need to be in that relationship at that time. Like, I think a lot of what happens with people who in relationships become unhappy is because people find something that they like and they try to hold somebody hostage. Like, if you're not ready for that relationship, then leave. At least, like, and I think again, that's for me. That's the whole problem with a lot of people is y'all don't respect people enough to let them make their own choices because you think that just because you might not think good of yourself, you might not think that you're at a level that somebody might not still choose you. Like maybe they still want you even though you're not ready, but you out here pretending like you're something that you're not is what generally is the beginning of cracks in the armor. Like, if I want to hang out with the homies till 2 o'clock, I'ma just say that. And if she don't really want that, then maybe we don't need to be in a relationship instead of me being like, nah, I'm cool doing this or pretending like I'm doing something that's not for me. Cause when it becomes a situation where I want to go do that and then I go do that, then now it's an argument that didn't have to be had. Like,
But see, you know what? My problem with that is we putting everything in the same time span. Like I said, let's say you got together young. So she was cool with that when you was 16, 17, 18. She was hanging out with the home girls. But now you 26, 27, y'all got kids, y'all got jobs, but you like, nah, I still want to kick it with the bros. Yo, we're past that period of life. She's maturing past that, and I haven't yet. We can mature at two different paces. See, that's where my thing is. Like, I love these conversations because we can sit down and really articulate ourselves and think about it. But in the heat of the moment, sometimes you ain't even want the relationship. You was kicking it, y'all was vibing, y'all was fucking, y'all was having fun. And then you realize, yo, I got feelings for this woman. I don't want this woman with nobody else. That don't mean that you mature right then and said, I'm gonna be the man she needs to marry. That means, no, I don't want to lose her. The maturing come over time. It don't happen overnight. So
but
that
I
be my
think
problem with it.
that's my point right there, bro. Like that literally was what I was just talking about. Like if you really, because this is the point where I think of love, right? If you really love that woman and you realize that what it takes to keep her in your life in a positive way is to become the man for her that she wants, that's different than you saying, I don't want you to be with somebody else. That's some fucked up shit. Like, I'm gonna
No,
be real with you. That's some fucked up shit.
I
can I say
said
something?
you don't want her to leave is why you start the relationship. Granted, like you said, now you start to change for her better. Cool. You ain't gonna change from a fucked up dude on Saturday to the model husband on Sunday. That don't happen. Nobody
Well,
changes overnight. So that
can I say
change is gonna come through trial and error. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna have arguments. These things are gonna happen because that's part of growing from an 18-year-old fresh into a relationship to a 30-year-old man that's married. So we acting like that middle don't exist. We act like you supposed to be that 30-year-old married man after that 18-year-old single man jumping into a relationship. Now the
My
middle is where
personal
I
opinion.
fucked up and she fucked up.
can
My
I say
personal
something?
opinion. I don't think nobody should get in a relationship till they after 25.
Yeah, but
So
everybody had at least one relationship before 18 on this podcast right now, correct?
Yeah, easily.
yeah.
So it's like one thing I realized when I grew up, I said that was puppy love back then. That wasn't a real relationship. But back then, I didn't think that. Back then, I'm like, nigga, that's my bitch. Who talking to my bitch? Like, that's how I was thinking when I was 16. Now I'm like, I was immature. I was young. I didn't. But that's hindsight. In the moment, that shit felt real to me.
Culturally, I think it's the culture we live in because um I I could say there's drawbacks and there's positives to, and I'm not talking about just an older male with a younger female, but when two are pinned together younger, and they go and create a life for themselves, I can see the positives in that me personally, space to speaking of what you said about over 25, you say that because of the culture that we live in today, which is hypersexualized and crazy. So you gotta kind of I get that. But back to what y'all two were saying, Thomas, you were saying like change for because you realize you love this woman, so now you're going to change, right? um there's definitely a thin line with that, because if you're changing for the wrong reason and not changing for yourself, when that woman lets you down, you might be worse off than you was before you got with her, when you go back to the lifestyle, if you get what I'm trying to say. You
I
know what I
got you.
mean? um Damn, and I was going to say something to what Al was saying. Um
When you
when he
think
was talking,
about it, you
no,
got it.
when he was, yeah, when he was talking about like not being ready to get in a relationship, and it's like, space, you kind of answered it, and it's like, when does one really know that they're ready? You know what I mean? The reality of it a lot of times is you might meet someone and that person is on the same wavelength as you. Like, you don't know it. You don't necessarily know it. You might be going through issues of like doubting yourself. You might be going through some self-reflective issues, right? And this person is probably the perfect person for you, right? But because you're in your head, and we all do it as humans, males and females, because you're in your head, you might walk away from from probably the best thing for you. You get what I'm saying?
So I guess so I guess to just like address that, I would say two things. The first thing I would say is that I don't think, for so to make it clear, I wasn't really trying to say that you shouldn't just get in a relationship. I was saying that when you're like, it's fine to get in a relationship, but not for the reason of holding somebody back. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, when I got into all of my relationships, it was because I really thought that those women were the women for me at that time. And then there became a point in time when I was in that relationship where I didn't have to talk to them, but I knew that this was not going to be the woman for me long term. And I gave it the time to make sure that that's how I felt, and then I made sure I exited that. Like, I didn't
No,
sit
but
there
see,
and try
that's
to hold
dating,
on to
isn't
it.
it? Wouldn't
I
that
mean,
be a form of dating?
yeah, but some people legitimately feel like, oh, I don't want this woman with anybody else, so I'ma just hog her time. But then these same individuals would cheat on this woman, would do things, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're gonna date, then date. Like,
No,
if you're
I
gonna
get
do
what
that,
you're saying. So I respect what you're saying. You're saying I'm not going to waste her time. That's
like,
what you're
right?
saying. And there's
Because I wouldn't
guys
want
who,
that to happen to
yeah,
me.
yeah, no, I respect that, because yeah, no, I respect that 100%. I respect that. I agree with that.
All right, so
I,
So
let me go back to why I said I don't recommend nobody date till they over 25. And the reason why I say that is for two reasons, right? I would love to use my favorite word now, the prefrontal cortex development and everything like that, but scientifically studies show that men fully don't develop their brain until they're around 28 to 30 something, and women fully develop their brain at 25, right? There's two reasons I say that though. Number one, that's one of the reasons. It's just about development, maturity. I feel like when you young and you get into a relationship, that's time for you to grow. And as you grow, you turn into different people. Like Mac was saying earlier, it's different stages in your life, and a lot of people don't make it past them different stages. So I feel like a lot of times, I'm not saying go out there and date and just have all of the crazy sexual experience that you want to. What I'm saying is learn yourself through them years. It's okay to not be with anybody. I feel like Champion Mo said it too. This society is over sexualized. You supposed to be fucking at 14, 15. That's what people was trying to influence me to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to really, I can't even comprehend comprehension at the time. But you expecting me to go out here and bust a nut? And the peer pressure that they put on society as kids, man, is fucking wrong.
I felt
Like,
like I felt like I started late. I felt like I was late to the party, and I started fucking at 16.
well, you could have kept that to yourself. But anyway, like I said though, right? The second reason I say is for financial reasons, right? And the reason why I say financial reasons is because a lot of times one of the worst things you can do is be in a relationship and not one of y'all have shit to y'all motherfucking name. Being broke as a man will make you feel fucking invisible. Now, being broke as a man and having a woman will make you feel like a fucking loser. So a lot of times your self-esteem could get hit and you can go out here and do some things that you ain't even got to fucking do because you trying to make some shit shake when you shouldn't have been in this relationship in the early age. My problem is, right, when people do decide to start dating at certain ages, I personally always feel like there should be a 3-year age gap. I feel like a 24 should date a 21 when you 18 and over, not when you fucking in high. I don't recommend that. 25, 28, 31, 28. Because, and the man should always be older. That's just my personal opinion. If y'all want to know why, I just feel like everything, I'm going to just come out and say it honestly. A 28-year-old and a 31-year-old man, a 28-year-old woman and a 31-year-old man is probably on the same mental level. And that's just what it is. That's just my personal opinion because everybody know women mature quicker than men do. Let's just call it what it is. That's my personal opinion.
Fair enough. I was gonna dispute that, but like you said, that's your personal opinion. I don't necessarily share that
Dispute it,
opinion.
nigga. I mean, we here
Nah,
for
nah.
that.
Listen. It's not for me to dispute. I would say I don't think so. Like, and I've also been a person. I've been dating older women since I was in high school. So, like, that's just my own personal opinion. Like, I don't feel like, and to be honest, I never felt like they were more mentally mature than me. Maybe emotionally, maybe they were more emotionally mature, but they were never more mentally mature than me. But I
I have
also,
never met a woman that was emotionally mature.
I don't have no comment on that.
Have
I
you,
would just
Mac?
say,
They're
Say
more
what now?
emotionally mature in expressing themselves, Space. They really are. They really are. They're way more mature in expressing themselves when it comes to what they feel. We don't.
What does that
As men, we
what does
don't.
that
Expressing
mean though?
yourself. How's that more mature when you just expressing yourself?
Because
I think
men
they got
don't
the
do it
room to
typically.
complain.
No,
I think women
no,
got the room to
no,
speak on emotion.
no,
When the fuck
no.
can men go around
As
complaining and
I'm
bitching all
learning
day?
my emotions as a man, as I'm learning about to properly deal with my emotions as a man, most men do not talk about what they're dealing with emotionally to no one. That is the truth, bro. These are facts. And it don't matter what walk of life we're talking about. The more successful and healthy men learn that and they start doing it, that's how they're successful at life. But for the most part, most men like us, we don't talk about our emotions openly and what we're dealing with. Women do that, and that's where
I
they're more
agree.
mature at it.
I agree with you. My problem with that is I've never seen a space for men to talk about it. I've seen a space for women. So I don't know if they're more mature or if the world just lets them open up.
well, as you like to say, Mac, um, you like throwing the word bitch and pussy around a lot in reference to niggas. So a lot of niggas don't want to be called a bitch or a pussy because they're, the way that they feel
That's
about
the world.
themselves is very
That's the
fragile.
world we create. That's the world we create
Yeah.
because a lot of
So
men, and I'm gonna say this: traditional manhood, and a part of traditional manhood that we know. This is the culture we create, or was created before us, and we uphold it. Man, keep that shit to yourself. In our culture, the black culture, a lot of times we like to say thug it out. Man, I'm gonna thug this shit out. I'm gonna keep it moving, knowing, man, what you going through is crushing you. That
Hold
shit.
on, Al. I don't like what Champion Mo just said, right? So if Al's quiet and I'm talkative in society, does that make me socially more mature than Al? Or
If
that just
what?
means I talk more than Al about what's going on?
So you don't
it
tell
depends.
everybody your problems, and you don't tell everybody your problems. But the reality of it is, you should have a circle that you trust and you can be honest with, where men are going to give you sound
But that
judgment.
does not make you more mature because you express yourself.
That means your
That does
It
circle
not
give you
does.
the room to
No.
do it.
make you express yourself.
What makes you more mature is expressing yourself, bro. Yes, a healthy way, in a healthy way. Yes, men don't do it, bro. Men don't do it. I can tell you right now. I grew up. Listen, I've been analyzing this shit. This is what I've been reading about for the last 6 months. Men don't do it. Rather in church, it don't matter the setting. It don't matter the setting. We don't do it.
I ain't trying to get off topic because I could debate this with you. Cause I feel like it's just a statement that always gets said. Women mature more, women more mature. That's bullshit. A lot of
No,
women don't do it.
they are at
Hold on. Let me
expressing
finish.
themselves.
Let me finish. A lot of women don't do it. A lot of women just get to crying and complaining about shit, not taking accountability for where they fucked up at, and their friends give them the space to get it off. A lot of dudes don't do it because
Sounds
they
about
man's
right.
gonna tell them, nigga, you started this, you did this, you did this. They gonna hold them accountable. So I feel like a lot of this ain't maturity. It's just the way men get treated versus women get treated in society.
I agree
It's
with you. I do
different.
think that men and women get treated differently, but the problem is, yes, there's a space for women to be able to express their feelings. That doesn't mean that men cannot do it, which means the maturity in men comes from the ability to be something different than what everybody else around you has to be. Like, what the problem is, men aren't generally mature enough to stand out. Like, that's the difference. Like, women don't have to stand out because they are accepted as they are. In order for a man to mature, he needs to be different than other men because a lot of men are not mature. A lot of men would try to keep you in that same realm of immaturity instead of you being able to step up and be like, nah, I'm gonna be different. And because you're different, you grow. Like, maturing is all about growth.
If that's the case, how are women more mature if you basically said men have to go against society, women are going with society by doing what they're doing? How can you judge maturity by a man going against society when the women just got to go with the flow?
Hold on, because we
Well,
had a
like
debate
I said,
earlier with Judgment Me. I'm gonna let you
it's
go, Al. We had a debate earlier with Judgment Me, right? Are we talking? And I was talking the social construct of judgment. Champion Mo, you was talking Webster and the Webster Dictionary, right?
When I was
Champion
talking
Mo?
about judgment, I mean,
Yeah, we were talking about judgment, right? I was talking social construct of judgment. You was talking literally dictionary of
I was
judgment, right?
talking I was talking like everyday logic, choice making judgment.
So social construct judgment is what we're talking about then,
I
right?
guess you could say that.
Just like we're talking about social construct when it comes to maturity, right, Al?
Excuse me.
somewhat, yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we was on that wavelength because the definition of maturity is nothing like y'all saying it is right now. Our
So then
definition
put
of
the
maturity
definition
is
of
fully
maturity.
developed and fully grown.
Well, so that's the thing. That's why I said when it comes to emotional maturity, right? Women are allowed a space where they can emotionally be developed quicker than men can, because
But
they
when are
are
they gonna
taught
be
that.
fully grown then?
Huh?
When are they gonna be fully grown then? Because
Listen,
I ain't never seen a woman stop complaining about problems.
but that's
Because
not that's
they
not her
don't
not being grown though.
yeah,
Like,
they don't they're built a certain way versus us. like I'm trying, we don't want them to be like us, we don't want them to think like us. They're a woman for a reason,
But
right?
won't y'all just say women will express their feelings and men won't? When y'all say they're emotionally more
No,
mature than us,
because
that's like,
you want
listen,
you want me, I'm gonna give you a perspective. I'm gonna give you a better perspective. Go ahead and finish. Bro, I've been dealing with this shit as a husband, a father, and having to think, not saying for everybody, but being responsible for the ship and where it's sailing. There's a certain way you have to move as a man, and you should be able to express your feelings and
no
emotions.
disrespect to women. But when women express their emotions and how they feeling, are they looking for a solution? Or are they looking to just express some shit? Because men, when we express some shit, most of the time we're looking for a fucking solution. So
Yeah.
the
so hold
maturity
on.
level, when you say emotionally mature, are you expressing yourself to get a goddamn result? Or are you expressing yourself just because you need somebody to fucking hear you? If you ask me, what's more mature decision is the motherfucker who expressing themselves to get a fucking result out of the shit.
Personally, I think that emotional maturity and emotional intelligence are two different things. I think that a woman can be emotionally mature and be emotionally unintelligent at the same time. I think that we all can. I think that having the tools and understanding what the tools are versus being able to fully know how to use them are two different things. Like, women are better equipped at being able to understand their own personal emotions and understand how to manage them to a degree than men are. Does that mean that they're able to
Because most of them selfish.
read
All they do is think
emotions?
about their stuff.
I mean, listen, that's why I said emotional intelligence is the second level of that. That's when you can read other people's emotions and know how to move accordingly. I don't think all women are emotionally intelligent, but I think as far as emotional maturity, they are better equipped at dealing with emotions than men are. That
Oh
and
doesn't
hell
mean
yeah,
and
I
they're
give
going to
them
care
that.
about men. They're better equipped.
so
I give
in
them
do,
that.
We equip them.
hold up.
When they get to complaining, we the ones that listen.
No, other women
I
look
Nah,
at
can't
their
you
I can't
ever
come
you
home to
ever
my
see them in
girl
their
and
groups?
she
Hold
get
up.
complaining and she gonna
You ever
listen.
see them in
When
their
she get to
groups? You ever
complaining,
see
I'ma
them in their
listen.
women's groups? You ever see them in their women's groups? And I ain't talking about the feminist ones. I'm talking about the ones that love men and they're just looking for solutions to their problems of dealing with their husbands, their children, or whatever it is. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen
And the
videos
way
of it.
they express
It's more the
themselves, the way
feminist
they
groups of those groups.
no,
But all
bro.
those groups got one thing in common, they all
See,
listening to women.
no, bro. Listen, I think we live in two different worlds because I'm not talking about feminists. I'm talking about every day. It's a lot of married women who aren't feminists, who love men, who don't have a jaded view of men, who come together. They discuss their problems. They discuss their emotional issues. They discuss problems with their husbands and things like that. And they want to go back to their husbands and deal with them. I'm telling you, I see it in
I'm not
society.
denying it. But on the subject of who's more mature, when I say society lets women be emotional and not men, you pointing out all the different groups of women for women to express themselves, but you ain't point out the groups for men. So
The
society
women
is relevant.
are
Let me finish.
creating the
Let me
spaces
finish.
themselves.
Regardless of the men or the women created, society as a total is telling a man, yo, tuck that shit and get it done, and telling a woman, let that shit out. So you can't say women mature faster than women mature faster than men or more than men if society is telling women to mature this way and telling men to mature this way.
Let
We're
me ask y'all a
expected to
question.
be two different things.
Hold on,
I
champion mode Al. Let me ask y'all a question, right? When a woman, y'all ain't never seen a grown woman act like a fucking kid,
Yep, I have.
emotional.
I have.
Would you still say she fits in the emotionally mature category?
You know their hormones change at certain times in a month when,
So
especially
if
when they're
their
about to
hormones
go.
change at a certain time in the month, then we give them a pass for being for that.
It's literally biology. Their body is changing.
So biologically, they ain't more mature.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm not going to argue the fact. I'm raising a little
Listen,
girl. I'm married. Like
listen.
there's a logic that I have to think through that just goes way beyond this. But even in doing so, right, I I have to be just in a healthy relationship. I'm gonna say this in a healthy relationship. I'm not saying you're acting like a female or anything. What I am going to say is what I've learned is me expressing myself healthy and what I'm going through, not bottling up anxieties and things that I'm dealing with. I got a circle of guys that I could talk to that's going to give me sound judgment and replies, right? I didn't always have that. I didn't have an inner circle of trust and friends. I didn't always have that. So therefore I was running around with a lot of things on my mind personally, dealing with it on my own. And eventually with all human, whether male or female, if you hold all that in, it's going to come out in some way. That's biology and science 101. Psychology as well. So what I'm expressing right now, I know for a fact coming from just my culture alone. But I can say my culture, which is urban culture, and I can say the blue collar culture, where I work with men of all different types of races and walks of life, right? Cultures and all that, and they express the same things of where they hold things in and it doesn't come out, so it's going to come out in some way, whether it be drinking, infidelity, promiscuism, drugs, whatever. This is real, and this is what I'm expressing. A lot of women, a lot of black women, and you know what? A lot of them might use the vice of sex and looking for men or whatever. I don't know, but I do know there's a lot of successful single women. There's a lot of successful women that are married who know how to get in groups and express themselves and deal with their emotions and move forward. So that's my personal experience of what I see in my daily life right now. There's a lot that don't, but I'm talking about the ones that do. So
All right. Listen, I got about 3 more questions, then we're gonna get up out of here, right? We're gonna play this game called Have Y'all Ever. Al, I'm gonna start with you. Al, have you ever went through a woman's phone? And if so, how long did your chest hurt?
I plead the fifth.
Champion mode. You can plead it too if you want to.
I ain't gonna plead no fifth. Yeah, I have. Nigga had me looking like had me walking around looking like Frankenstein around this bitch. You heard me? I'm talking about I was walking miles. The day I did it, I was walking. I just walked miles just like this. Mad as a motherfucker, bro. Like mad. You heard me? Ain't no
So
fun,
back,
man.
back. Hold on, hold on. Let me circle back around. The only reason I say the only reason I say that is because in the situation where it happened, because the only situation happened, I didn't intentionally do it. Like, and then like there ain't no she fell asleep, her phone was open. It's like shorty just the way she carried herself, she used to just leave her shit like that. And it's like at one point in time I seen some shit and I shouldn't have been seeing some shit. Like
I
now
didn't
what I
even go
would
through the
say,
phone.
that's
It
what I'm
was
about
just
to say. Like I
it
ain't.
was Facebook Messenger on a PC.
Oh
So
well, nah, it ain't never been no type of time like that. But like, yeah, and my thing is when I talk to somebody about it, because to me, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get an opinion. I'm gonna find out how I feel. Like it wasn't no type of shit where I felt like I was being done dirty. It's just at the same time we don't always agree with how people move. Like so,
and
yeah.
even in that though, even in that, right? Even in that, like I could use that as an example. The anxiety, the self doubt, all the bullshit that I dealt with in that moment. I didn't have nobody to talk to about my emotions or what I was feeling and the hurt and the shit I was going through. You know what was said to me by everybody? Man, fuck that bitch. Get over it.
I mean, you came to me. You came to talk to me.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, nigga, you was a young boy at the time. We was both young, and I didn't understand my emotions and the hurt or what it was I was feeling. I didn't. You know what I mean? And that within itself, but what I'm trying to say is that within itself, I wish I could have expressed myself because maybe would have been able to deal with those emotions in that moment. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's
I'm
real
not gonna
shit.
lie.
I
Yeah,
was
you had me
given good
drunk.
advice.
It was all
And
over
it
your
was
face.
like
I ain't gonna
basically,
lie.
if you ever feel like you got to go through somebody's phone, then you probably shouldn't be with that person. Ever since then, that's how I live by it. Like it is what it is. Like I really got
Fuck.
to believe on trust. That's how I am. That's how I move now. Like
How you
personally,
gonna plead the fifth? What'd you say? Like, what happened? What was in
huh?
there? What was in there? You gonna plead the fifth? What was
I
in
mean, it
there?
was just text messages, my nigga. Like it ain't no
Oh,
shit.
oh, all right.
Like I said, like it ain't nothing crazy. Like I said, like it's just I'm not generally that person, so I don't want to give the wrong impression. Because in reality, that's the only time it's ever happened in the 30 years of my life. So I don't want to be like I'm not searching. I'm gonna leave. I promise you. I'm the type of motherfucker. I see a red flag. I'm just
But
I'll
see, I'm
head
the
out the
same
door and
way.
let it go.
There should like honestly, the way I feel about that whole situation, if you in a relationship like that, like it's not even to have passwords to each other's phones because one might be creeping, but the reality of it is it's a responsibility thing. What if something happens to that other person? It's so many other factors outside the fact of cheating, right? Me and my wife, we got passwords to everything. There's nothing there one of us don't know. And that's just that's a reality. I don't know.
I
That's
feel
how
like
we
that's
do.
different. I feel like that's different because I feel like my girl got my passwords and shit in case of an emergency. She emergency contact, but I ain't going through her phone like yo. Let me see.
No, yeah, looking through
Yeah,
shit.
like that.
Nah,
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't.
like that's
But
different.
I
Hold on,
feel
Mike. Let
as
me get to you. Let me get to you. Let me say something real quick though. Hell no. I'm gonna answer that question. Have I ever? Hell no. I learned a long time ago. Don't ask questions that you don't want the answers to. So Mac, have you ever went
I
through a
want the
woman's
fucking
phone?
answer to that
And
shit.
listen,
Yo, wow.
I
Let
don't
me get the
I
fuck
don't
up
go
out of there. I'll go ahead.
I don't go through no woman's phone no more. I learned my lesson a long time ago. I have shit. I ain't gonna lie. I learned the lesson about two times, two, three times. Uh, nah, yeah, I'm cool.
Champion
Uh,
mode. This question. You got something to say, Mac?
not because you said how much did it hurt? Like y'all used to watch wrestling. Y'all ever see when Shawn Michael hit that sweet chin music on the motherfucker when he spin around in the corner?
Yeah, that's how I felt.
It felt
Yeah,
10 times worse.
it's definitely not a good feeling, bro. It's
It
not a good
hurt.
feeling.
It don't even
Yeah,
gotta be
Champion
it's
that
not a
mode.
good
bad. It just
feeling.
hurt.
Champion mode. I'm coming to you, right?
Yep.
Um. Next question. Have you ever loved a woman more than she loved you? You can plead the fifth and not answer.
Yeah, I have.
All right. Al,
I think that shit happens all the time.
Mac.
My fault. Repeat that one more time.
Have you ever loved a woman more than she loved you?
Yeah, yeah, once.
All
Learned my
right.
lesson from that.
For me, hell yeah. I loved the woman more than she loved me. All right, last question of the night, gentlemen, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. Mac, I'm starting with you. Mac, if you knew one of your friend's girls, for a fact you knew, was cheating on him, would you tell him?
We had a conversation like this off pod before. Like I said, it depends on the friend. I know some people don't want to know. Some people want to know. My first instinct is to let you know because I would want to know. But if I know you the type of bull that don't want to know, I gotta respect that. And if I think you the type of boy that might go home and then wind up on the news, I ain't telling you either. I ain't about to be a part of that.
I like that though. That's good thinking. But if you got a nigga like that, they're like, God damn, I don't even know how you deal with a homie like that.
Go ahead, Jamie, bro. Answer the question, would you?
If he cheating or if she cheating?
She cheating, and you know for a fact she doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm telling my nigga. It is what it is. I'm not telling if I know, but I'm in the same boat as Thomas on that. If that nigga like gonna do some dumb shit, I'm a man. I don't like in a situation like that. I might go to the law. I might call the law. I might tell him, and then I might call the law. I might do it in a strategic way, but we're gonna have to break that cheating shit up. We're gonna have to break that up. Yeah. So
Al,
yeah.
same question go to you, Al.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to say something. At one point in time, I don't consider myself a good friend if I'm holding on to a secret like that I know, especially if I can prove it. It's not no speculation shit, like it ain't no I heard for sure.
Nah,
Like
it's
if
valid.
I could see it and I can 100% it's valid, verify, I'm gonna tell them. Now, like y'all said, I understand the whole crash out thing, but in reality of it all, like I'm gonna try my best to prevent my brother from crashing out, but I'd rather him know the truth and crash out than him to find out later and still crash out. Like you're not really doing anything by not telling him, in my opinion. You just prolonging the inevitable, right? Because eventually he's gonna have to find out. Eventually he's gonna find out. If Shorty's that reckless, where I could find out, or I might have that type of thing, then he's gonna find out. So me
Sometimes it
trying to
ain't
stop him
reckless
ain't gonna
though.
do nothing.
Yeah, it
Huh?
might
Sometimes
not be reckless. It might not even be
sometimes
some
dudes
reckless
gossip
stuff.
like women. Sometimes a dude
Yep.
find out something or he knows something, he can't wait to tell the whole city.
Yep.
Well, I'm
I
gonna say
mean,
this.
but that's the
Go
thing.
ahead,
Is
Al.
my homie though. It ain't no random person. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if it was somebody random and that's not my business, that's not my business. But if it's somebody I'll call and I don't just got friends nowadays. These my brothers. If it's somebody I'll call my brother, I don't care if he been married. I don't care if they got kids. I don't care. Like I'm gonna let him know, and then he got the option to decide what he want to do with it. If he want to keep her, then that's between me and him. I ain't got nobody else to tell besides him. Like I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
say
be like, yo, bro got his girl cheated on him and tell everybody in the crew. That ain't everybody business. That's his business. That's simple as that. Because at the end of the day, I will hope that if any of my brothers, I don't care if she out there snorting lines with somebody, she ain't got to actually be cheating. I would want my brother to let me know what's going on behind my back because clearly my woman isn't honest enough to tell the truth.
See, now I
That's
got a
how I feel
question.
about it.
I got a question I want to ask y'all. Say you got two friends, right? Two brothers, but they not related to each other. This your friend, but they not cool with each other. Let's say one of your friends is trying to crack your other friend John. Do you feel like you supposed to let him know that this is going on?
So
Because in
I
turn, you
personally been
down
in
your
that
brother friend.
situation before, and this is how I handle it. Um, if if it's something that will put either of them in harm, like Shorty doing something that could get either of them in harm, then I'm gonna let the person know. If somebody else if one of my homies crack on one of my other homies girls and I wasn't there, like I can't be involved at all. But I find out, then that's not my business. That's between him and his girl. As long as it don't cause him no physical harm or nothing like that, that's not my business. That's that I can't because I got responsibility to both of them. The first one is I can't be telling my other homie's business because that's not me involved in that. And so as long as my homie's cool, like he ain't about to get harmed by that, I gotta leave it where it's at. But if he gonna get harmed, and I know that, I have to step in because unfortunately I care about my brother. So when I say that, like for instance, like if I know that she might got a disease or something like that, I'm gonna expose that because I'd rather me put myself in risk for that than my homie to get fucked up for the rest of his life. That's how I look at it. That's
What
respectful,
about you,
Jack.
Space?
Man, I ain't telling nobody shit. I done told 2 people before in my life, man, and it both backfired on me. One motherfucker thought I was trying to fuck his bitch. The other motherfucker gonna tell his bitch that I told him that I see his bitch with
Yo,
another nigga. Like, I ain't saying shit to nobody else, bro, for the rest of my motherfucking life. I don't care who, except to know. If I know you one of the motherfuckers that's thorough and want to know and not gonna really, like, put me in the, even I don't even care if I'm in the middle of it, but if you gonna do something with the information, yeah, I'll say something to you. But other than that, man, I could walk by your girl. Get ready to, your girl could be buying the condom with the nigga. I'm not saying shit to you. Like, I'm done. And speaking of done, this podcast is done. Thank you for tuning in to You Wanna Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Space City, aka man named Marula Shaboom. That's Champion Mode. That's Al. That's Mac 10. And we out this bitch. God bless.